It's a king!
It's so ridiculous what happens to me in this game.
Donnie with pocket kings. A raise to 3,000. Action over to Phil. Queen. Oh boy, queen.
Get the bleeper ready.
9,000.
A re-raise to 9,000.
Donnie's in a spot where he could make a 4-bet, but he doesn't want to chase Hellmuth out if he's getting out of line. We know Phil's got queens, though, and he'll call just about anything.
Call.
See, that's already a big game. Look at that. He just put in $9,000.
That's because there's a straddle on it, Phil. We're not asking for a double straddle, just the one.
Both the straddle and the cooler hand are to blame for the size of this pot.
A juicy pot pre-flop, which comes out Jack 8 king. A set for Stern.
All Donnie needed was for Phil to not flop a set.
Phil checks.
Donnie's in position, so if he bets here, it will look like a continuation bet.
11,000. Phil calls.
I was going to suggest that the king might bother Phil, but it doesn't appear so.
Jack of hearts on the turn as Stern fills up.
Phil's now drawing dead to someone pulling the fire alarm.
Hellmuth checks.
Phil put Donnie on a jack. Maybe the second one hitting will save him some money.
He bets 30,000.
These guys both have their hands on their mouths, which, when unintentional, is a sign of weakness.
Phil calls.
In Donnie's case, it might actually be a reverse tell. Phil just called 30,000, drawing stone dead.
The river. The 10 of diamonds. Phil checks.
I'm on.
There goes Donnie, putting Phil all in.
At this point, all Phil Hellmuth has is a bluff catcher. I think he knows it. There's no way Donnie would be value betting any hand worse than a pair of queens in this spot, so Phil's either crushed or Donnie's bluffing in his eyes.
Why is it just funny to watch him in anguish? I don't know.
It's just the sickest stuff. I mean, why do I even come here? I mean, it's just ridiculous. This guy probably has ace jack and just hit some miracle jack like it was nothing. Maybe he's just bluffing it all off. I mean,
Phil's trying very hard to convince himself he can call.
Phil folds.
My contacts are drying out.
it's unreal. I tried to play 2 big pots against this kid. He snapped off top 2 and queens.
Snapping off queens is pretty easy with kings.
Pocket queens for Phil Hellmuth. Pocket kings for the businessman.
I bet the pot.
All right, I raised the pot too.
Hi-ya!
I think Phil min-raised, hoping for this opportunity. Whoops.
I actually believe now. I believe.
Laak folds to Hellmuth's raise to 14,400, and the action's back on Perkins.
What are my choices?
Ship it, call, or fold.
I re-raised the pot.
All right, I'm all in. I'm all in.
It's all in. Okay. Aces or?
I got queens.
I have kings.
Holy cow.
Poor Phil Hellmuth.
Your choice.
I mean, let's just run it once, I guess.
Go.
They're gonna run it once.
So Bill Perkins all in and in a great position to double up. Flop. 6-5-8, all hearts.
Oh, and Phil Laak would have flopped a straight with a straight flush redraw. Hi-ya!
Perkins way in the lead.
No more outs on the flop and only backdoor chop possibilities. Things are looking bad for Phil.
Turn. Ace of diamonds.
Phil now looking for a queen and only a queen, else he's gonna double up Bill Perkins and be left with a teensy-weensy stack himself.
To the river. 10 of clubs, and Perkins is going to double up.
Nice hand.
Thank you.
Perkins seems kind of reserved, being that he just doubled up, no?
Ta-da! Whoa, pocket kings for Phil.
Raise pot.
Raises to 8,600.
Now Hellmuth's got a real hand. Let's see if his giving action will get him some.
Not from Tony.
Tony G folds to another Hellmuth 3-bet. Can somebody please call for cocktails? Jason's got good implied odds to try to flop a 3, and he doesn't know this, but Russ folded a king.
You had a couple of hundred on, and I'll play every time pre-flop. Why don't you add some more money on, Phil? I'll give you a flip every time then. See what sort of a genius you are then.
Tony would rather flip a coin for $500,000 instead of a measly 100K.
Jason calls, so Phil does get some action.
Jason's a big dog here.
9-queen tray. Mercier flops a set and checks to Hellmuth, who has a flush draw.
Mercier buku. Phil probably doesn't even think he needs to hit the club.
Phil checks.
Trying to control this pot.
Queen on the turn, giving Mercier a full house. He checks.
Such a good card for Jason. Phil's clubs are now dead too.
Phil bets 7,000.
Yum, yum. Jason's probably thrilled that Phil's finally put some money in this pot. He missed a check raise on the flop, but he's getting a second chance at it now.
Jason raises to 20,700.
This is a tough decision for Phil. The board doesn't look too bad for two kings.
Oh, you got 9s full?
Close.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Phil calls and hits a flush on the river.
Jason's got Phil in really bad shape right now. It's just a matter of how big a value bet he wants to make.
Come on.
Mercier all in.
Come on. What in the heck is going on here? This is ridiculous. This is what happens to me when I play in these frickin' cash games.
Now you're back to yourself. That's better.
I couldn't hold it in.
I was worried I lost you.
God, this is so brutal.
Jason's betting big here, having a pretty good idea Phil's got a premium hand.
How much is it?
67.9.
Jason could have maybe bet a little bit less, but in a pot this size, there's not much difference between 40,000 and 67,000. If Phil had two aces with the ace of clubs, he'd almost assuredly make this call.
But Phil folds.
That's a one we gotta show.
Phil gets away from it and saves himself almost 70 grand.
God, that's so brutal.
The loose cannon.
6, right?
Ooh, pair of cowboys.
If there's ever a time to re-raise, this is it.
12-6.
Yep.
Call.
But just a call.
I know Tony's gonna call it, so I might as well too.
Yeah. I love these big pots.
It's a very loose call from Doyle.
Tony calls.
Wow, what a sick hand this is. 4 ways.
I'm not even going anywhere next pot, so it's like a free roll for me.
It's the danger of smooth calling with kings. Ernest has let 3 other players into this pot.
The flop 9-10-9 trip 9s for Hellmuth.
Phil has flopped the Hellmuth out of it. Our loose cannon Ernest is in big trouble if he can't get away from this, and honestly, Chris, I don't see how he'll be able to.
Tony G is checked on over to Phil Hellmuth.
That flop looks like you, doesn't it?
No, Phil, I look like me.
Ernest very confident.
17,000.
Phil bets 17,000.
If you look like me, why you bet so much?
Ernest is actually asking the right question, but isn't looking for an answer.
Wow.
All I can see are those 2 kings.
$36,000. I love you, Ernest.
I'll try it again. Well, I just can't.
Doyle folds.
I was gonna race. I'm so sick.
Tony G's out.
Wow.
This is almost certainly disaster for our loose cannon.
200,000.
What are you gonna do if I move in? You gonna call?
Phil, of course I have no choice but to, my brother.
You got aces or kings or something or what?
Man, if I had aces or kings, man, I'd be the man right now, wouldn't I?
This is why this show's so fun.
You're the best.
Boy, oh boy, I don't think I have a choice here. This is so sick. All right, I guess I'm all in.
I call. Kings.
I got 3 9s.
You gotta be kidding me.
Our loose cannon has 1 foot out the door.
Yep.
You want to deal it 4 times?
When you asked him, you're going to call if I go all in, and he said yes, what percentage of you didn't believe that he was given the straight dope there with that little bit left? Wasn't it like a
little bit left? He had
50?
Like the worst slow, that's one of the worst slow rolls I've seen in forever.
No, that's not.
When
a
you
slow
know
roll.
he's gonna call because he says it.
You know,
and
Phil Laak, why don't you just stay out of why don't you stay out of it?
Because I'm right here and I
because
feel bad.
you've been so far out of line to me, and every time we've played, and I'm just sick of it. So why don't you just mind your business?
12,600.
But he's right. It was a pretty sick slow roll.
You want to deal it 4 times or what?
4 times?
Yeah, it gives you a better chance to
It
win.
damn sure do. Cool. Run them out, baby.
All right, 4 times.
4 times, need 2 kings. Wow, that's about
Or
a
you need
50,
spade,
50.
spade, queen, jack.
Hey, run a jack.
Spade,
Hey, run
yeah.
a runner.
So we'll see the turn and river 4 times with each pot worth a shade under 50 grand. Run number 1, a jack of hearts.
Queen. Yeah, queen, king.
king.
The river, an ace of diamonds. Round 1 goes to Hellmuth.
Phil Hellmuth is filled up and made a full house. He's locked up at least 25% of this pot.
Run 2. The turn, a king.
There we go. Full house. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Get me down.
If you ran it twice, you
Get
got
me
your money back.
down. Oh, damn, I said 4 times, though. Damn, didn't I? Holy snap. I got to stand back up now. I thought it was only twice. Come on.
The river's a 3.
15% dog. Ernest has won the second pot.
So that's cool. I'm feeling good right now. Well,
You're still alive. You're still alive.
that's the only thing.
Our loose cannon will stick around. Round 3, a 7 of spades.
Everybody's rooting for a spade.
He can now hit a king or a spade to win this run.
Get me down.
The river, it is a spade.
God damn.
Spade, up 2-1.
Hey.
That's loose cannon. He's up 2-1.
Why did you go for 4 times? You went for.
Hey, man, I just thinking of more house, man. What you talking about?
Oh, this is like slow roll. One more time. One more time. Put a king ball out there.
Ernest Wiggins has now won half the pot.
This is the thing right here. This is it right here, man. This is like big action right here.
Hellmuth loves you.
Yeah, I really like it.
Come on, one more. King, king. One more king.
The final run.
Ernest's odds continue to get worse and worse, but Phil looks sick anyway.
A queen on the turn.
Jack. There's a jack.
You want a jack? That would be
king.
fair.
King or a jack, one time. There's what? 3 jacks left?
Right now.
The final river card. It's a king.
That's real. He hit 3 out of 4. He hit 3 out of 4.
That's
with the worst hand. Why is everyone so happy except Phil?